There was a loud scream that woke the whole street up.
What's going on?
Lights came on, one after another. Curtains moved. The dogs barked wildly. Some people stood at their windows, too afraid to step outside. Others whispered prayers under their breath because the scream did not sound normal. It sounded like a man who had seen something terrifying. And the strange part was this. The scream came from the house of the same man who spent years mocking God. His name was Daniel Brooks. If anyone mentioned church around him, he laughed. If someone talked about prayer, he rolled his eyes. If believers preached online, he made videos insulting them. He was funny, sharp, and proud. Thousands of people followed him because he always had something cruel to say about Christians. God is just a story people tell because they're weak, he said in one of his videos. People laughed in the comments. Some called him fearless. Others called him dangerous. But Daniel loved the attention too much to care. His mother hated watching him become that person. She was a quiet Christian woman who prayed every morning before sunrise. The Bible on her table was old and worn from years of reading. Every night, she prayed for her son. Every night, sometimes with tears. Daniel hated it. One evening, he walked into the kitchen while she was praying softly. He shook his head and laughed. "You've been praying for years," he said. "Look at me. Nothing changed." His mother looked at him carefully. There was sadness in her eyes, but also peace. Then she said quietly,
God is patient,
Daniel,
but please don't mistake patience for weakness.
Don't mistake patience for weakness.
Tell
Daniel
your
laughed
God
harder.
to strike me down.
"Tell your
then."
God to strike me down then." She said nothing after that. But later that night, she cried alone in her room. Weeks passed. Daniel became worse. His videos grew darker. He mocked pastors, made jokes about the Bible, and insulted people who believed in Jesus. One clip went viral after he stood outside a church recording people coming out from Sunday service. He pointed at an elderly man carrying a Bible and said, "Look at this. Grown adults still believe in fairy tales." The comments exploded with laughter. Daniel smiled proudly as the views climbed higher and higher. Money came in. Fame increased. But something strange also began happening. At first it was small. He stopped sleeping well. Every night he woke up feeling like someone was watching him. Then came the dreams, the whispers, a white figure standing in the corner of his room. He tried ignoring it, but the dreams became stronger. One night, he woke up sweating heavily after hearing a voice say, "You still have time." He turned on every light in his apartment. His chest pounded hard, but by morning, he laughed it off and made another mocking video. Still, fear had entered him. For the first time in years, Daniel felt unsettled. One afternoon, while driving home after recording content, he almost crashed into a truck. The truck missed him by inches. People behind him screamed. Daniel sat frozen inside the car, breathing hard. His hands shook so badly he could barely hold the steering wheel. He remembered something his mother used to say when he was younger. Life can change in 1 second. But instead of humbling himself, anger grew inside him. That same night, he went live online.
I almost died
today.
Maybe
He
your
joked while
God
laughing.
missed his chance.
Maybe
Oh,
your
man, I
God missed
can't
his
stop.
chance. Thousands reacted. Some laughed. Some begged him to
Look
stop
at this.
mocking God.
Comments are rolling in.
One person typed a Bible verse into the comments. God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. 𝐓𝐡𝐞𝐬𝐬 Galatians chapter 6 verse 7.
God is not
Daniel
mocked.
read it
Whatever
aloud
a man
and
sows,
laughed.
he will also reap. Galatians
Then
6,
suddenly,
7.
the live stream froze. His smile disappeared. People watching later said his face changed completely, like he saw something behind the camera. The stream ended immediately. Nobody knew what happened, not even Daniel's followers. But that night was the night the screaming started. Neighbors later said they heard crashing sounds from inside his house, furniture breaking, heavy footsteps. Then the scream. When police arrived, they found Daniel sitting on the floor in tears. He looked terrified. His face was pale. His hands were trembling. He kept repeating the same sentence over and over again. I thought I had more time. Nobody understood what he meant. For days, Daniel disappeared from social media. No videos, no live streams, nothing. Rumors spread everywhere online. Some people thought he lost his mind. Others believed he was hiding for attention. But the truth was far deeper, because Daniel had seen something that night he could not explain. He later told his mother everything. He said after ending the live stream, the room suddenly became freezing cold. Then his lights started flickering. At first he thought it was a power problem, but then he heard footsteps in the hallway. Slow footsteps, coming closer. He lived alone. Fear entered him immediately. When he looked towards the hallway, he saw a white figure standing there. Not clearly human, not fully visible, but terrifying. Daniel tried moving, but his body froze. Then he heard a voice, not loud, but heavy. Enough.
Enough!
That single word broke him completely. Daniel fell to the floor crying. For the first time in his life, he realized hell was real. Judgment was real. God was real. And suddenly, every joke he made felt dangerous. Every insult against believers replayed in his mind. He remembered every warning he ignored, every prayer from his mother, every Bible verse people sent him. That night, Daniel cried until morning. Not fake tears, real tears. The kind that come from fear and brokenness. His mother listened quietly as he confessed everything. Then she held his hands and said softly,
Jesus still loves
Jesus still loves you. Daniel broke down again, because after all his mocking, after all his pride, God was still giving him a second chance. That changed him forever. Months later, people noticed something shocking. Daniel returned online, but he was different. No insults, no mocking, no pride. He looked calmer, humbler, older somehow. His first video after disappearing was simple. He sat quietly and looked into the camera for a long moment before speaking. Then he said, I spent years laughing at Christians because I thought I was strong. But the truth is, I was empty. He opened the Bible. His hands still shook slightly. Then he read,
In Proverbs,
the fear
it
of the
says,
Lord is the beginning
the fear
of
of the
wisdom.
Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Proverbs
Let that
chapter
guide
9, verse 10. Many people mocked him after that, just like he once mocked others. But Daniel no longer cared, because he knew something now. A person can fool people. A person can pretend online. A person can act fearless. But nobody can mock God forever. Daniel started attending church quietly with his mother. No cameras, no attention, just repentance, just healing, just grace. And every now and then, when he stood during worship with tears in his eyes, he remembered the terrifying night that changed his life forever. The night he discovered that God's mercy is real, but so is his warning. watching this right now, this is your reminder that God's mercy is still reaching for you. Don't wait until fear forces you to seek Him. Don't wait until life breaks you before you remember Jesus. The same God who gave Daniel another chance is giving you one today. No matter how far you've gone, God can still restore you. No matter how much pain, pride, sin, or darkness is in your life, Jesus is still calling your name.